welcome to the next part. We are trying to derive an expression for work done during the expansion of a gas. So here we have a gas which is contained inside a cylinder having cross-sectional area A and provided with a frictionless moving piston. In this case, if P is the pressure of the gas and A is the area of cross section of the piston, then when its motion, random motion of the molecules will be there, they all will be hitting on the piston and they will be applying force in the outward direction. That force exerted by the gas molecule onto the piston, it will be F is equal to P into A. Due to this applied force, if the piston slightly moves outside by a small distance dx, in that case work done by the gas, small work done for this displacement dx, it will be dw equal to f dot dx equal to f dx cos 0. We have taken angle 0 because applied force by the gas molecules and the direction of displacement both are in the same direction. dw will be equal to f into dx. Using the above expression for the force, small work done, it will be equal to pa into dx. Now this product a into dx is actually the volume change of the gas. This is the change in the volume of the gas. So we can write it as dw equal to p dv. So this equation gives us the equation which help us to understand that whenever a gas has to undergo an expansion against its pressure P, some work has to be done. Then total work done if we want to expand the gas from volume, V equal to V1 to V equal to V2, it will be integral of dw integral of p dv from V1 to V2. This is the general expression for the work done. If gas undergoes a small increase in its volume such that small increase in the volume does not changes the pressure of the gas, in that case, if pressure of the gas is constant, then W will be equal to P can be taken outside the sign of integration. Integral will be only for V dw. It will be equal to P into V V1 to V2 or W equal to P into V2 minus V1. This will be the expression for the work done. From this expression we can clearly see that expansion is there, V2 will be greater than V1, V2 minus V1, and hence work done will be positive. So work done by the gas during expansion will be positive. If compression of the gas is taking place, then final volume V2 will be less than V1. So in this case V2 minus V1, and hence work done, it will be negative. That is, work done on the gas for compressing it, it will be negative in nature. Next is indicator diagram. We know that the state of a thermodynamic system is given by the equation of the state, which is PV equal to nRT for n moles of a gas. Now, the thermodynamic state of a system can easily be described only in terms of any of the any two of the three state variables, because the third variable by the equation of the state gets fixed automatically. So, a graphical representation of the state of a system with the help of two thermodynamic state variables when the third one is kept constant is known by the name indicator diagram. So, an indicator diagram is nothing but actually a graph between the two state variables of the thermodynamic system, with the help of which we can easily find the state of the thermodynamic system. For example, one such indicator diagram is the graph between the pressure and the volume. We call it as an indicator diagram or PV diagram also. As shown in the figure, we have a pressure volume graph for the expansion of a thermodynamic system from its initial state A, where pressure volume were P1 and V1, to a final state B, where pressure and volume are now P2 and V2. So, if this graph of a thermodynamic system is there for its expansion or its compression between two values of pressure and volume at initial and the final state, then during expansion of the system from point A to B, that is from volume V1 to V2, at any point during the expansion, what was its pressure, at what value of volume that pressure was there possessed by the gas, we can easily know from this diagram. That's why we can easily find the state of the thermodynamic system whenever it undergoes some kind of changes during expansion or compression. So we call this diagram as the indicator diagram. Important thing that we have to remember about the indicator diagram is that the area under the PV graph or PV diagram or indicator graph, it is numerically representing the work done on the thermodynamic system or by the thermodynamic system. So if it is expansion, it will represent the work done by the system. If it is compression, it will represent the work done on the system. We can draw the diagram for the compression also. So here we have a volume on the x-axis, pressure on the y-axis. This will be the graph for the compression A. This will be point B, P2, V2. This will be the point A, P1, V1. And the system is getting compressed from volume V1 to the volume V2. Next is cyclic process, a process in which system returns to its initial state after undergoing many changes through their state variables. We call it as the cyclic process. For example, if a gas expands from volume V1 to V2, that is from its initial state at point A, P1, V1, to final state at point B, P2, V2, and after that it is again compressed so that it again returns to its initial state variable values at the point A. In that case, this type of process is called the cyclic process. This type of cyclic process we can represent on the indicator diagram as, here we have a pressure and volume respectively on y and x axis. These are the point A and B between which expansion and the compression of the system is taking place. So if the system expands along the path 1 to move from point A to B. Then after undergoing compression, if it again returns to point A, in this case this type of process will be the cyclic process. Here the path AXB is representing the expansion while the path BYA is representing the compression. This is point D, this is C. As area under the indicator diagram represents the work done, so in this case area under AXBCDA, it represents the work done for the expansion, which is also positive in nature. But if we calculate the area under BYA DCB, it will be the work done during the compression, which will be negative in nature. So if we find out the total work done, net work done, it will be the work done for expansion plus work done for the compression. As the work done for expansion is positive, work done for compression is negative, it will be equal to area under AXBCDA minus area under BYADCB, which will be equal to the area under the curve AXBY and A, that is this much area. So we see that whenever a system undergoes a cyclic process, then work done for expansion and work done for the compression, they are never equal to each other, but there is a difference between the two, and the difference of the two work done give us the total work done during the cyclic process.